Yeah, okay, mate. An updated video on VTHO. Yeah, you accumulate lower before the big pop. Yeah, great work on that. You said 07. Yeah, not too sure. Yeah, I'm confused. 007. I'm not too sure where you accumulated. It hit 007 up here. But maybe that's what you're saying. You must have accumulated down in here and not 007. But anyway, I suppose it doesn't matter as long as hopefully you're not in a loss and you've done well, which just seems good. I do think, you know, there should be another pop. I do think that also, you know, this is a major resistance point and we can back up into it. And when price moves, usually when price moves a long distance into resistance, there's usually a pullback. So there's really nothing out of the ordinary here. It's pretty normal to get a pullback from here. You know, the ideal situation here is that this here is a shoulder. This here is building a shoulder, and this is your head, your base, your base is your head, and this is your neckline. Now, if that's true, which is very possible, you know, in time you could eventually look for targets up here. And obviously when price does go back up this far, quite often it can go even further, right? But I'm just saying that this is your target. In theory, if this is building a pattern, this is above the white 100 moving average here, and in theory it should stay above the white 100 moving average and should continue to go higher until we top out, until the overall market tops out. So it does imply that there should be dips, should be buying opportunities down here on these dips. In theory, if you bought before the pop in here, well, in theory, price should not come back down there, you would think. It is possible, of course, but if it does come down there, you would expect it to be a sharp wick or something, you know, to wipe everybody out before the next leg. So if you have bought in here, I don't think I'd be worried too much. I think you're in a good position. It looks good to hold to me, you know, unless we're going to get another COVID crash or something like that. There's nothing wrong with this chart so far. It's been building very well. It's got good structure. It does seem like it wants to eventually go higher when it's ready. You know, it had the pop, and it's very normal to get these you know, drops and consolidations. In theory, it should be bullish. But that's a weekly. I just want to flick through a little bit. Like, yes, there is large volume here, but in theory now, well, these lows should not be taken out. This should be bullish volume. Very similar to here, right? This is bullish volume, and these lows should not have been taken out, because in my opinion this was breakout volume. I mean, it proved that afterwards it was breakout volume, but how would we have known it was breakout volume? Well, because we've already put a 2-year base in, or whatever it is. It's almost 2 years. Here it's November, and here it's anyway, yeah, that's April, May. But so, you know, we had it here. You had the big volume, the consolidation before going higher. We had the same here. We had the big breakup, the consolidation before going higher. Here we have the big breakup, most likely consolidation before going higher. Now this is a 2-week chart. Now you can see here it was 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks in here before you actually get the next move. So it's very similar to do something, very possible to do something similar. You know, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then maybe a move, right? So it's so far it looks okay, and if there is dips down into this lower region, you would have to think that there are likely good buying opportunities or even adding opportunities before it goes higher. The 3-month looks good, nice volume. Finally, a large basin breaking up above the yellow 9 EMA. I mean, technically that's bullish. There is major resistance where it's at here right now. I mean, I suppose there, but there's also major resistance right up here. So this part on the chart here is all kind of resistance, so it needs to try and build pressure in order to break through this, and it may take a little time, but if you have patience, in theory it should get above that. Does it need a new quarter? Very possibly, but you know, it may close stronger here into the end of the quarter, but you know, the quarter, there's only 24 days left, which is 3 weeks, so it may need to consolidate, and then on a new quarter, you know, something like this is very possible. Now, I didn't draw that very good. A dip down into the yellow 9 EMA or something like that, and then it should continue higher in theory. So for now it's looking okay, it's looking fine.